This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first, Dwayne Taves visits with Kent Askren, Director of Public Policy with Kansas Farm Bureau.
Dwayne Taves joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas. A chance to catch up with Kent Askren with Kansas Farm Bureau. And Kent, a lot of the work that you do has to deal with water quantity. In Kansas, that comes from a number of different options, be it groundwater, surface water, all of those of which, though, that when we think about Kansas Farm Bureau's interest, making sure that we have adequate opportunities, but fair opportunities as well for your members.
That's right, Dwayne. We're a very diverse state in terms of our water quantity supplies. Of course, in the west, we have groundwater primarily. In the east, we have surface water issues. Starting in the west, as everyone knows, we have challenges with the future of the Ogallala Aquifer, and we've worked with many stakeholders for several years now to try and establish tools that are available for folks to use and trying to reconcile some of those issues. Of course, Kansas is a very mature water state as well. So much of the state, particularly over the Ogallala, is no longer being further developed. Now we have to wrestle with the challenges of utilizing the water that is available in the most fair and equitable way. Our state is a first-in-time, first-in-right state, and that is an issue in and of itself. As we wrestle with appropriating a common resource. Some of the tools that are now available, in addition to the work that's done by our groundwater management districts, are the use of local enhanced management areas, or LEMAs. And there's a growing number of those across our state, and the size of those are growing as well. And it gives groundwater management districts, their boards, an opportunity to find a goal that is acceptable to their membership, and to implement that, knowing what the outcome will potentially be and what the effects of that will be long term.
One of the great things about those particular scenarios is that it's very local driven. It's the folks that live in with that area that make those decisions to have things happen.
It is. That is the real beauty of it from our standpoint, is that it's not a decision that was made, say, at Topeka and handed down from the top. It's a grassroots effort, which our policy, our membership are very supportive of those sorts of efforts. And so we hope to see those efforts continue to grow over our state. I think that long term there'll be tremendous benefits from those local management plans that are put into place, because the water is going to get nothing but more valuable as time goes along.
Some of the upside is that we've seen some of those things making positive impacts already, even in their early stages.
We have the Sheridan 6 LEMA, for example. The geologic survey data is showing us that those reductions that were made there have had a very positive impact on the aquifer levels. Of course, timing of that is critical too, because if you have a little more precipitation events, that's going to reduce the demand on the groundwater as well. So those two went pretty much hand in hand for this first cycle, but it was a very good 5 years. I believe most everyone out there would agree. And the efforts continue to not only incorporate that effort, but expand even.
Our thanks to Kent Askren with Kansas Farm Bureau joining us on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Dwayne. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.